Simply inspiring, simply passionate. You're with Jezzy here on Cool 97.5, your maximum Christian music authority. It's a wonderful afternoon we have. You're still listening to Cool 97.5, your only maximum Christian music authority here in Baguio City. You're still with Jezzy. Ilang oras na lang po, or I should say, ilang minuto na lang, matatapos na po ang ating pagsasama, pansamantalang pagsasama sa hapon na ito at sa linggong ito. May mga gusto magpa-shoutout. I would like to say hi and good afternoon. Salamat sa pagtutok at pakikinig sa ating mga apo. May apo na si Jezzy. Sa mga anak ng ating mga pamangkin. Mula dyan sa Caloocan, ang Angeles family, si Angelo, si Angel, at si Micah. We would like to say good afternoon as well kay Ma'am Anna Mendez dyan sa Ozami City. At ang mga guro at mga principals na ating mga nagla-like at nagme-message din na dyan sa Region 10, Ozami City Schools Division Office ng naturang syudad. We also would like to say good afternoon from the Philippines sa ating mga kasama at nakatutok din dyan sa US, si Cheshire Torres Smith. Good afternoon to you. And also Dr. Puntino, good afternoon from the Philippines. Alright, so ganun din ang mga Basilio family, Noli Basilio, at nagpapabati. Malamang dapat magbigay din kayo, or I should say, mag-advertise na rin. Ang Alpha Land Baguio, SBA and Associates Plumbing Company. So, they're keeping us, they made us as our background. Hindi lang background, pero kasama sa hapon na ito. Alright, as promised, we're going to have a discussion on Word of Honor. Dahil ito po ang weekly value focus na ipapamahagi sa iba't ibang mga opisina at ahensya ng ating gobyerno, ang Word of Honor. But I also would like to stress this para sa atin. It's not only for the government of offices and officials at that have heard the Word of Honor, but also to the whole nation, the rest of the nation of the Philippines. Diba? So, when you talk about Word of Honor, sabi nga po doon, I remember there was this commercial in the 1980s, ng elementary pa po tayo, sabi doon, Palabra de Honor or Word of Honor. And it was mentioned in the scriptures that when you make a vow to the Lord your God, you shall not delay to pay it. Diba? So kung meron tayo mga na-promise, meron tayong na-sapata, even before God, you shall not delay it. We should not delay it, for the Lord our God will surely require it of us, and it will be seen to you, or even to us, to those who have not fulfilled their promises. So you see, as a child, we were taught that our word is our bond. We were trained to keep our promises, lest we'll be quoted, you said, or you promised. I remember yung mga bata, or even when we had promised something to our child, 'di ba, sa ating mga anak, and hindi natin fulfill, they will be saying, and they will be singing, they will be requiring this thing from us. Sisingilin po tayo. Sinabi mo, 'di ba? So pre-promise mo. So once we've made a pledge, though verbal, it is already binding and is considered a commitment to be fulfilled no matter what it takes. Diba? So, conversations and unwritten contracts are translated to demonstrations and actual realizations of said agreements. Those childhood trainings that made us men and women of integrity and honor. So, kung natuto at nasanay po tayo to really fulfill our vows and be committed in fulfilling our promises, then we are considered men and women of integrity and honor. Today, we can create a hashtag for words that matter. Diba? Ang dami tayo sa social media nakikita. Hashtag Hashtag words matter. You see, every time we give our word, we put our name and honor on the line. Ang ating integridad din, ang ating pangalan inilalagay natin sa kumbaga sa sangkalan. Yeah? So it will be required of us. It implies that people can trust us. It provides a strong message that we are sincere, credible, and dependable. So when we speak to others, it denotes that we value them as a person. Every time nakausap natin ang mga katransaction natin dyan sa market, sa business centers natin, pag may binigay tayong commitment din, we definitely are valuing them as a person. Ang ating mga kausap, we also value the relationship we have with such individuals, knowing that in the integrity of our hearts, we have not aggrieved them. Diba? Hindi natin sila naagrabyado. It definitely promotes favorable norms that our intentions are pure. Diba? That it shows ang ating mga intention at motives, they are pure and honorable. We express a message that we advocate highest reputable principles and not double standards nor double-mindedness dahil tinitignan ang ating mga sinasabi. So, during these times of uncertainty, tumataas ang fake news, nagpo-proliferate ang mga negative news nga, di ba? Mga fake news around. So, what people can rely on are words of tangible hope and words of assurances ready to be acted upon. Di ba? So, dapat ito ang ating magiging ugali na kung magsasalita man tayo, hindi pang hopelessness, but it will be for hope. And we will assure the person that we're transacting with, we will assure them of honor. Diba? So, yan ang lagi nating maririnig sa atin. Diba? We will be trustworthy. Actually, people are looking for consistent and trustworthy statements. We heard so many words and opinions of people change over time. Even our officials, elected officials at that, or appointed officials, have a lot of conflicting statements and under-delivered promises. Well, to the dismay of the constituents. We do not want to divide the nation. We do not want to divide the people. So, naghahangad sila ng katotohanan, and at the same time, hinahangad nila ang mga maaasahan na mga salita. So, keeping our words are sometimes arduous. Diba? So, napakahirap, expensive, and most of the time, inconvenient sa atin. Diba? That's why the Holy Scripture teaches us that God honors those who swear to their own hurt and does not alter. So, kung may prinamis ka, kung sinabi mo, ito ang appointment ko sa iyo ngayong araw, then kahit na masakit at mahirap bumangon na. Diba? So, it is arduous. It's sometimes inconvenient on our part. We are taught that the importance of integrity and word of honor has not changed. Again, it was declared that when you make a vow to God, do not delay to pay it, for He has no pleasure in fools. Pay what you have vowed. Because when we fail to fulfill it, it is costly. Just like a wise king had said, dead flies putrefy the perfumer's ointment. I-spoil niya, sisirain niya. Magiging panis ang isang ointment, perfumer's ointment, dahil sa mga patay na langaw, sabi doon. So ganun din, na-consider ang ating mga unfulfilled promises, mga hindi na isa katuparan ng mga pangako as dead flies. So tingnan po natin. That's why we have to be respectful, we have to be filled with wisdom and honor, because as we honor our word and stand up for something otherwise, or let me rephrase it again. Honoring our word and standing up for something will definitely protect us from not being run over by everything. Diba? So kung wala tayong tinatayuan, wala tayong pinapanindigan, then we will be run over by the circumstances or by the opinions of people. Pero kung may pinapahalagan at kinakatayuan or pinapangatawanan tayo, then definitely we are protected. God is actually concerned with the quality and the quantity of our words, the integrity of our word. Kaya nga sabi doon, let your yes be yes and your no be no. Whatever is more than this is from the devil, di ba? So, naalala ko, when I was watching the coronation of King Charles III, noong September 2022, sabi niya, I solemnly pledge my life to you. Di ba? So, I solemnly pledge my life to you. Ito po yung pledge niya para sa loyalty, sa respect at sa pag-ibig para sa paglilingkod sa UK, sa Great Britain. Di ba? For most of us, if not all, word of honor is always defined as fulfillment of our promises. And every uttered word is pursued, whatever it takes, or how painful it is to fulfill. Kahit napakasakit, but we have to fulfill it dahil binabantayan at tinitignan tayo ng Diyos. It is with an attitude to lay aside our own agenda and even our interest to accomplish a task or complete a promise. However, when we talk about this value, it should never be separated from the person. A person who fulfills his or her word is actually honorable. Diba? So, kaya nga pag tinignan natin ang ating mga officials, pag sinabing honorable, then they are the men and women who are willing to fulfill the promises that they've uttered. Walang delay, di ba? So maraming nag-overpromise kasi that under-delivers and definitely napaka-delay, di ba? Pero para sa atin, when you talk about honorable, then you fulfill our word. We will be considered as men and women of honor when we value and crown our words with it. Honor values honor values the importance of status and repute in maintaining one's place in society. Diba? Yung ating katayuan sa mga tao before God, before men, before the public. So, tinitingnan po tayo nito. And it is conscious in maintaining respect for the community or organization one belongs to. Kung may word of honor tayo, so, ibig sabihin, pinapahalagahan din natin kung saan tayo belong. Either in a church, organization, association, office at that. Diba? So, pinapahalagahan natin ang ating kinabibilangan, pati ang ating pamilya kung may word of honor tayo. In this sense, honor provides a pattern and template for establishing social interactions, how we communicate and how we conduct ourselves, and hence, a culture. It is a culture. It may be functional to cancel a norm that do not value and endorse honor. Diba? So, ayaw na natin yon. So, words should not be empty, where there's too much promises made and yet unfulfilled or half fulfilled. Words should not be used for flattery, to win a heart of allegiance, or to win a heart, or even to win an allegiance. Diba? Instead, words must infuse hope for the future because they inspire. Every time we open our lips, we release a word, dapat nagbibigay ng pag-asa, gaya na nababanggit ko, and people are inspired. So makikita nila that God has started to release His word, then tayo ang magre-reinforce at ipapakita natin na totoo nga nagsasalita ang Diyos at may promise siya. So, sa pamamagitan ng buhay natin, and words are to be relied on like a sturdy rock that we could stand upon and never be shaken. In a time of uncertainty and adversity, such words bring alignment and refreshing to one's soul. Ito rin po ang purpose natin dito sa Cool Expressions, that our souls be refreshed, our lives be renewed, our strength be renewed, diba? Our spirit be charged up and fired up, because God will watch His words come to fulfillment or come to pass. And ang mga sinasabi po natin, it will definitely bring encouragement that people will rise up and rally to stand up for what is true, what is lovely, what is noble. So these words are inspiring and dependable, for they are crowned with honor. So they are so because the person who uttered them is known to be as principled and upright. Ikaw ito, di ba? You are principled, you are upright. So whether you are a taxi driver, a vendor, a businessman, a student, a professional, kung saan man kayo inilagay ng God, you must be principled and upright to be a man and a woman of honor. So, paano tayo magiging reliable and honorable person when our only desire is to have all of God in our life and to glorify Him with our words and actions? Then our lives will be lived honorably. We must first become part of who God is. Diba? We must first become a part of who God is sa buhay natin. In other words, we reflect and manifest His character and nature through the values we espouse, through the behavior that we project, and through the conduct that we act upon. So this will be in turn make us honorable before God and before the people. So, in other words, we must also become a part of what God is doing in our communities, in our cities, in our nation. So we put God at the center of all things as we invoke His will upon us. Our words and actions will in turn become totally guided and motivated with sincerity, integrity, and uprightness. This is honorable. So ito ang nais nating ipahatid sa bawat isa sa atin, that in the hour, sa mga oras at panahon ng radiant triumphs, nananalo tayo, kampiyon tayo, or even darkest challenges, we must remember God who God who created the world is also the one who had spoken to us. Okay? And He gave us His word. And the unchangeableness of God has become manifest of who He is as He speak to us. Diba? And through us at that. Diba? So be a man of honor, be a man of our words. Diba? Sa atin. At yan po ang ipinapahatid ni DJ Jesse para sa bawat isa sa atin. Just try to imagine Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao at lahat ng kapwa Pilipino, or even those who are our friends from the foreign countries, diba? We are all men and women of honor who value the word that we spoke or the promises that we uttered, and also, above all, we value the word of God. Yeah? So, yan. Time check. 53 minutes na lang nang nalalabi sa oras ng alas 2. 2:53, and we are almost done with our program. Ang bilis ng panahon, di ba? Ang bilis ng oras. And let me see kung may mga nag-message. Ayun. So, isang magandang hapon. Yes, ma'am. Jennifer Licyayo. Okay, so blessed day as well. Diyan sa Ifugao, diyan sa atin. Ang ating mga kapatid sa DILG, and also yung mga nakasama natin sa Tubo, Municipality of Tubo and Luba ng probinsya ng Abra. So even from Batangas, si Kuya Nilo Espilimbergo, okay, is watching and listening. And yes, good afternoon, Sir Eliazar, my brother, Sir Eliazar Belhica. A blessed afternoon. Okay, dyan din sa La Union. Dumaan lang po tayo dyan nung isang araw. Pero hindi na tayo dumaan sa inyo. Okay, so yan, isang magandang hapon. And to our beloved Regional Director ng DILG, RD Cell, di ba? RD Araceli San Jose. We continuously pray for God's protection be upon your life, and regardless of all the things that the world is hurling against us, it will never prosper. Why? Because God is on our side. And if God is on our side, who can be against us? Di ba? So, ang mga kaibigan din natin dyan sa sa Cebu. So, maraming salamat sa inyong pagtutok. And we also would like to say good afternoon again sa ating mga ading dyan sa Lamut, Ifugao. Okay, sila Tagay, Filis, and the whole family as well. So, good afternoon ang mga kaibigan natin dyan sa Bicol region. So, magandang hapon din po sa inyo. Yes, sir! Si Sir Bert. Sir Bert Emiliano. Kailan ba tayo magbabasketball? May basketball pa ba? So, anyway, maraming salamat po sa inyong pagsama. Okay, maraming salamat po sa inyong pagsama dito sa ating programa. And magkita-kita po ulit tayo next Sunday. Or I should say next Saturday. Ano ba sinasabi ko? Okay, next Saturday. But before I release you in peace and you release me as well, inanyayaan ko po, hindi pa po huli ang lahat na mag-register po dahil nasa Palawan po tayo on Monday hanggang sa Friday for the annual National Capability and Capacity Building ng ating mga Values Restoration Officers, Values Advocates, Values Champions at that, Statesmen and Stateswomen. So sa Palawan, so mag-gather ang Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. And looking forward to seeing you there. At ayan, so muli sa ating mga pagkikita-kita. Okay? So my prayer for each and every one of us that you'll be blessed because I declare that the Lord your God will make you abound in all work of your hand. So kung ano man ang business or nag-aaral man tayo, God will cause you to prosper in all the things that you're doing and in the fruit of your body, in the increase of your livestock, and in the produce of your land for good. So for the Lord will again rejoice over you and for His goodness sake and loving kindness, He will rejoice again, not only on you, but on your children and children's children. So as we keep His commandments and His statutes, His laws in our hearts, in our lives, then the Lord will definitely sustain us. Diba? So, ayan po. Kaya sa oras na to, maraming salamat po sa inyong pagsama. This is DJ Jesse signing off for Cool Expressions, only here on Cool 97.5, your maximum Christian music authority here in Baguio City. And it so happened that I have a special song to be given or to be presented to you. It's an original song by a good friend who passed on to eternity, but he left us a message for this, okay, or for all of us. So, once again, magandang hapon po sa ating lahat. I love you with the love of the Lord, and you are richly favored, or you are richly blessed, highly favored, and deeply loved by our God. This is Cool 97 again, 0.5, and this is DJ Jesse saying goodbye at maraming salamat po sa inyong pagsama. So, here it is, in your presence, by Ulysses Anongos.